I realized that when my microphone here touches the zipper, it makes a really annoying sound. So I'm very sorry for that. So I just finished teaching my favorite middle school class, English, for the last time while I'm in China. And I just want to reflect on a couple interesting things and just talk about the whole experience. So the reason I got it was because one of my professors reached out to us in a message group, and he was like, yo, anyone want to teach English? I'm like, yeah, that seems decent. So they offer me an incredible salary to come in and teach these 40-minute lessons in English, just following this basic lesson book. You almost barely have to prepare because it's just such basic English. And so I come in maybe Mondays, typically Wednesdays and Fridays. I teach maybe about 3 or 4 classes a week on average. But I've definitely developed one class, that's my Wednesday class, that's my favorite. I've had them every single week I've taught. And a couple of students in the class I've just really grown to enjoy talking with. What's a bit baffling is that I just showed up to this school one day and I'm like, hey, I'm Nick. And they came and met me at the gate and they're like, okay, come up to this classroom. This is where you'll be teaching. Just write your name on this piece of paper and you're free to just hang out with these 26th graders. There was no sort of background check. They didn't even make sure I had a conversation with the woman in English, but a lot of people could do that. They didn't know for sure that I was a native English speaker or that I could speak English well. And they didn't even care about my teaching ability. They just wanted me to be in the classroom and talk to these students, which is another really interesting point. They just kind of seem to feed English down these kids' throats. So I know that they take other English classes in their middle school education besides the one that I do. The one that I'm teaching is essentially supplementary. We don't have tests, we don't have quizzes or anything. We just have activities that we talk about, and I try to engage them. And when I do, it's always such a fantastic experience. But it seems like what they're just trying to get us to do is just feed English down their throats. So they hear it, they have to speak it a little bit. And these kids are at such varying levels. It's obvious that the students whose parents have money get them private tutors and they can speak English pretty well. And then other kids are too nervous and don't speak, or they just really don't even know English and they can't participate in any of the activities. And when I call on them, their friends will just tell them the answer in Chinese. And in however they understand it, and then just say it back to me, one word, simple, and there's nothing I can do about it. But it's really been a fantastic experience. I really enjoyed teaching some of these kids some words, getting to talk to them and interact with them and have them laugh at me and me laugh with them. That's been definitely the most rewarding part. And when I get them to be active in our conversations and they want to hear stuff from me, they want to know about some sort of thing, that's fantastic. That makes me feel like I have a purpose here and like I'm actually doing some good for the world. I'm on my way to the design expo right now. That's why I'm dressed up. Got these fancy shoes. So it's not a great way to learn English by just having them hear it and but ask them to speak it all the time. It could be better than that. But they're learning English and they know how to speak a second language, more or less. They could probably do decent if we threw them in America, which is strange to think about because, well, maybe I'm getting a little hypocritical because I don't know any Chinese. And I was just about to say that if you threw an American in China, they wouldn't be fine. But maybe let's remove Shanghai Beijing, other more Western cities in China. You throw an American there, they're not going to be able to communicate with people. I don't know, it's interesting.